Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the very first video on this channel for 2022. Today we're going to look at a song called 1,000 Hallelujahs by Hillsong Worship. It's been quite some time since I've last made a video, well over a month, so it's so glad to be back. I'm super excited about this year and super excited about journeying with you guys again another year, learning some new worship songs, learning how to grow as worship leaders and grow our worship teams. Been very busy over the past month. And this room actually has been a disaster, so it's really kind of demotivated me from making videos, and also my computer was starting to rapidly decline, so I had to pick up a new one, and I'm ready to rock and roll. I got a brand new one, and the battery is perfect, well, at least so far, and runs much smoother, much faster. So yeah, let's go ahead and just dive into this video. I will say I have a chart linked in the description box below. It's free, and so that's what I'm going to be referencing in this video. I still use the Nashville number system, so you'll see the numbers and the corresponding chords below that. And I'll also plan on making a Nashville number video this year. Really excited about that. Just teaching you how to use the Nashville number system, why we use it, and really the simplicity of it as well. It's very simple. So I'm looking forward to that. So stay tuned for that. And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. So let's dive in. First and foremost, let's talk about the key. This song is in the original key of D flat. And so what we're going to do, we're going to play C shape. If that's what you want to do, if you want to play D flat and play bar chords, by all means, feel free to do that. I think you can also capo 6 if you wanted to play G shape. That might be a prettier sound, I think, because listening to the song, it's got a very warm presence to it, and I would assume that's probably some instrumentation that's causing some of that warm presence. So if you wanted to brighten up the song, you could play it on the sixth fret and play G shape. But we are going to play it on the first fret, C shape. Pretty similar. And then strumming pattern, I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but it doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of acoustic guitar in this song, which you're a worship leader, you're probably playing acoustic guitar anyways, unless you play piano. So I would probably recommend just kind of staying light. Just a little bit of a finger pick here and there, depending upon how you want to play it. If you're wanting to go the route of the song, like I said, it's pretty warm. It's a warm song, and it's not too bright, not too heavy. You could just, if you want to just keep some rhythm, just light strums with your fingers just up and down if you wanted to do that. Maybe once we get into the bridge and some of those sections that are real big, you can lock in on a good strum pattern with a pick. But so that's kind of what I would play. But let's go ahead and dive into the intro. The intro is going to be 2 bars, well actually 4 bars. It's going to be the 1 chord to our 4 chord, so C, that's our 1 chord, to F, which is our 4 chord. Now I believe they're going straight to an F, but it could be a 1/4 chord, so a C over F, which don't worry about playing that. I'm pretty confident it's just going to be the C and the F, so just play that. So it's going to be that bar of the 1 and the 4, it's going to split evenly, so you'll see it in parentheses. That just means that they both get 2 beats apiece. We're in 4/4, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just like that, it goes back to the 1 for a full bar, and then it repeats. So altogether, this is our intro. Let me try to lock in the tempo. 2, 3, 4. This is about probably how I'd play it. Just something light and smooth. No, not overcomplicated. Very, very simple. So that's going to be the intro progression. And let's dive into verse 1. In verse 1, you're going to see a similar pattern. For the first 4 bars, it's going to be just that same progression. 1, 4, and 1. Okay, and so you'll see that up here, and then it repeats that 1, 4, 1, and then the back half of the verse, it goes to the 4, 5, which our 5 chord is going to be G, and I'm playing my G chord very similar to the way I'm playing my F chord here. You can do that, or just go to a normal G chord, whatever suits your fancy. And then from there, we're going to go to our 6 minor, which is A minor, and then 5, 4. Now, if you're looking at the chart with me right now, you'll see that I've got the 6 minor and the 5. There's a couple of dots underneath both of those. That's just signifying what I can't signify here, which is that 6 minor and 5 only get 1 beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you'll see that in the chord chart below, or below in the description box that you may have pulled up. After that line, we're going to have a bar of 4 to the 5, and they split the bar evenly, and then a full bar of 1. Okay, so that's going to complete the entirety of the first verse. So let me just play through it real quick, and I'm going to take it real slow, very simple, and just follow along the best that you can. So here we go. I'm going to count along with it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. To our 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's how you play through verse 1. Now, obviously, just for the sake of teaching it, I'm trying to just dumb down some of that strum pattern. So that was very bland. That's probably not how I would play. I'd probably give it a little bit more love and a little bit more passion, as you could say, in playing. Maybe some hammer-ons there. And even dynamically, kind of like putting a little bit more emphasis on that first downbeat of each bar or each chord change, just to give it like the presence, if that makes sense to that chord. So that's how you play the first verse, and actually that's how you play all of the verses, because there's only another verse. So that's going to be our verses. Let's dive into the chorus. If you're looking at the chart, there is an asterisk mark on the last chord in this chorus. And if you look at the bottom of the chart, you'll see why. That chord only gets 2 beats. So if you're counting through it and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't land where it should. So just count that chord as 2 beats, and it'll throw you right back into not the intro, but the vamp. But we'll get to that section. Just want you to be aware of that. So let's start from the top here. Following along, same thing here. You'll see 3 chords in parentheses on this first line here. You've got the 4 to the 1 first, and then 5, 6 minor, 5. That's the 6 minor and the 5 are going to be the ones that only get 1 beat. So that first 5 chord, the G, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that first line again is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so right there. Okay, so that's how that section is going to go, and the next line is going to mimic that. So basically, it's 4, 1. That's the first bar. The next bar is 5, 6 minor, 5, and then that just repeats. They do that 2 times. And then after that, the third line of the chorus here, which I'm looking at it in lines, we're going to go back to the 4, so F, but this time to the 5. And then we're going to do, you'll see up here, there's 4 chords inside parentheses. Since it's in 4/4, that 4/4 means you get that every 4th note gets the beat, so there's 4 beats, if that makes sense. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. If there's 4 chords, then every single one of those chords gets 1 beat, right? So that progression will go 4, 5, 1, 1/3, 6 minor, 5. So bum, 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 like that. And then that last line is going to be the 4 chord to a 1/3 chord, and then back to our 5 chord, which is G, and that's the chord that gets 2 beats. And so that, as you're listening to it, if you're still counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and you count 4 on that G chord, when they go back to the 1, it feels off. The count completely gets off. So just count 2 beats. So all together, this is going to be the chorus. Follow along, and let's just play through this as best as we can. We'll take it slow again. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Just like that. That's how that section is played. And just for the sake of clarity, let's just play through it again and get kind of a feel for it. Now that we understand how to play it and we know where each chord is supposed to land and we understand that, let's just play through it and give it a little bit of love. And I won't count this time. So here we go. Let's follow along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so after that section, they go to this little rest vamp section, and they just go back to the 1 chord. So again, if you try to count that 5 as a full bar, your counting will get off, and you'll be confused, and it'll be like, why is this off? It's because just count that 5 as 2 beats. And then from there, they're going to go back to the verse. Nothing is going to have changed at this point. The verse is going to stay the same. And they'll go back into another chorus, this time a little bit more upbeat. And so as if I were playing this song again, strumming wise, up until that second verse, maybe where the drums start to lock in a groove, I try to follow the drums as much as I can when I'm playing, just something that will lock in with whatever the drums are doing in terms of rhythm and a pattern, and I follow their energy as well. So probably in that second verse, or second chorus, that's when I would be a little bit more... a little bit more dynamic in energy, right? Right, you get the picture. But it does that. It goes to the verse again, and then another chorus, and then we're going to go to our first turnaround. Now, I've listened to this turnaround a multitude of times, and I think it really depends on what the instrumentation is playing. I think there might be some pads and maybe the keys. Something in there is making me hear things that I don't necessarily think is there. And so I'm not going to confuse you. We're going to keep it super simple here. And I'm just going to tell you what the chords are, at least what I believe they're playing. The turnaround, I'll throw it up here, is going to be 1 bar of the 1, so C. And then we're going to play a new chord. This is 2 minor. The 2 minor in the key of C is D minor. And then they go to a 1/3. And then 4, 5, the 4 and 5 split that bar. So it's pretty straightforward. 1 bar of each chord, and then 4 and 5 split the bar. They're going to go into the first bridge. The first bridge is going to be the exact same chords, same progression. They just repeat that twice. Bridge number 2 is where we're going to change things up. We're going to add another chord. So we're going to start off on the 6 minor, which is A minor for us. And then they're going to go to a 5/7 chord, which for us is just a G over B, right? Just like that. And then to a 1 chord, and then 4 and 5, okay? And so they repeat that again. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the end of that bridge, they're going to hold out that 5 chord for an extra 2 beats. So go ahead and just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then they go into the chorus, which the chorus starts on the 4, not the 1. So I put that as an asterisk. I put an asterisk mark next to that 5, just so you'll know that it's only 2 beats as you're playing through it. And we count it that way, so it wouldn't be confusing. But from there, they're going to repeat the chorus. They'll do the chorus again. Nothing's changed. Back into another turnaround instrumental, and then they'll go into what I would call verse 3. Just simply because it's the same lyric, but they're taking a line of bridge number 1 and a line of bridge number 2. So they're doing that first walk up, which is 1, 2, 1 over 3, 4, and 5. That's that first one. And then they go to 6 minor, 5 over 7, 1, 4, and 5. Yeah. So they're just going to play that. Very simple. Again, that 5 at the end has an asterisk mark. That just means it's only going to get 2 beats. Just count it that way. And then they do another chorus and they end it. So that's it. That's how you play 1,000 Hallelujahs on acoustic guitar. Very simple, I think. Definitely several different chords and a couple of walk-up progressions that I think can be a little overwhelming at times, especially if maybe you're not familiar with some of those chords like this 5 over 7 or even the 2 minor there, which hearing that you're like, you may not know the natural number system, and that's okay. And you're like, I don't know what a 2 minor is. You do, because you've played it in a lot of worship music. If you're in the key of G, it's A minor. If you're in the key of C, it's D minor, right? So don't overthink that. It's very, very straightforward and very simple. Again, that's how you play it. And don't forget the chart is down in the description box below. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Reach out to me as well. I'd love to answer any questions about how to play this song. And I hope that this was structurally helpful. I hope it's helpful to know where the chords land. I do my best to try to map out the song, mathematically, based on the time signature, instead of just like the chord falls on this lyric or this word. Okay, well, that might not be necessarily accurate, but to give you an understanding of it's got this many beats to it so that you don't get lost. I think that's very, very important. So I hope that's helpful. That's my goal on this channel, is to be able to give it as accurate as possible. So don't go anywhere just yet. Let's dive into the next portion of this video. So just like normal on this channel, I love to talk about these songs and some themes, some things you can share with your worship team, and also some scripture. So that's going to be the next portion of this video. This is my new computer right here. So yay, I don't have to keep it plugged in, and I can walk around with it and it not die on me in 10 seconds. This is marvelous. Before we continue on, I want to let you know that down in the description box below, there is a place that you can go to find my socials, Instagram, TikTok, and then also a place that you can support this channel. I don't have a Patreon or anything like that. I don't even know if anybody's interested in that. I just have a PayPal set up. So if you are inspired or you have found this channel encouraging and you feel as though you've gotten value out of it, and you would love to support this ministry and this channel, I would really, really appreciate it, because it would help me pay for this computer. That's exactly what it would go towards. Additionally, I have considered possibly starting a newsletter, or like a mail list, a news mail list. I don't know what you call it, but a place where you can enter your email. And what I would possibly use that for is, YouTube's not always the greatest about making sure you get the notification for each video. So if you want to be emailed, what I would do is anytime I upload a video or post a video, I'll make a newsletter or a post and have the video embedded in that post so that it'll go directly to your email. If that's something that would be helpful, let me know in the comments below. I think I'm going to just go ahead and set that up and start to do that. So it might not be in this video. I need to research and try to set it up and all that thing. So maybe in the next week or so, I will let you know when that's ready to go. I think that's all the news I have. And yeah, let's dive into the next portion. Let's look at a verse. This is Hebrews 13, 15 through 16. It says, "Through him, then let us continually offer up a sacrifice of praise to God. That is the fruit of lips that acknowledge his name. Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. And essentially looking lyrically at this song, if you look at the chorus, with 1,000 hallelujahs, we magnify your name. You alone deserve the glory, the honor and the praise. Lord Jesus, this song is forever yours. 1,000 hallelujahs, 1,000 more, right? You know, it's not, this song is not the most groundbreaking worship song that I think any of us have ever heard. Obviously, 10,000 Reasons, you know, a Million Stars or A Million Reasons. I don't know. There's other songs that take that, like, you know, that number and continue to go up. Like we've seen this before. And lyrically, we've also seen, you know, you deserve the glory, you deserve the honor and the praise. We've sung that a lot. And so lyrically, the chorus isn't anything fresh. It's not anything new. Well, that stinks. I just finished the video and the camera, okay. Well, I'm just going to try to pick up where I left off because what I did was amazing. So you're not going to see it, but it was the best. So if this is worse, I'm sorry. I'm just going to try to pick up where I was. But I was saying that, talking about the lyrics, but if we look at verse number 1, I like verse number 1. And this is what really sets up the song to move into the chorus, right? Chorus is simple. It's okay. But let's look at the first verse. Who else would rocks cry out to worship? Whose glory taught the stars to shine. Perhaps creation longs to have the words to sing, but this joy is mine. I love that. I love that question. Perhaps creation longs to have the words to sing. Creation is designed. If you look at creation, it points to God. There is definitely someone higher. You can say that, right? And we know who that is. His name's Yahweh. You just look at a sunset and it's hard to fathom that there's not a God. And so thinking about this, asking that question, perhaps creation, the rocks can't cry out, but I bet they'd love to, and they do. You visually see that, but that's reserved for us. And what an honor that is. What a blessing that is. And so let me try to summarize what I was saying that you won't be able to see, but hopefully this is something that you could package and share with your worship team. It's a reminder looking at that verse that if you look at verse 16, don't neglect to do good and share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. It goes beyond, obviously we are designed to worship and we have that honor. Like, we're above the rocks. Like, the rocks can't cry out and worship, but we can, and we should want to. So beyond that, you know, beyond just being worshipers, as musicians, we get to be a part of the creation of music that enables us to sing, right? We get to be a part of the knitting of lyric and melody, right? Of harmony and scales, like all of that packaged in and combined. We get to play and we get to sing it well and do it super well. And that, according to Scripture, is pleasing to God. So maybe that would be something that you could share with your worship team as a reminder. Maybe this song is in the back of your head that you want to sing it, or you got it lined up this week and you're like, we're going to sing this song. And like, yeah, like, but for your worship team, like, this would be really powerful to share with them and just remind them that not only do we have the ability to do it and it's reserved for us, and I love what that says in that song, but furthermore, not that we're better than other people, but just the gifts that God's given us and that uniqueness in being able to honor and glorify Him, we get to be a part of that, of the music aspect of things, and the vehicle that shares in that worship. It's amazing, and I love it. And obviously, you know the power of music yourself. You're a musician. You understand what music has been and done for you. God created that, and I believe that ultimately that is something that can be used to point back to Him and point people to Him as well. So that's everything I had, I believe, and hopefully I'm still recording. But I hope that was of value to you and encouraging. That's my prayer. And if so, make sure you hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up on this video and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I look forward to making a lot more content this year, and so I would really love it if you were a part of that journey. So thanks again for watching, you guys. We'll see you in the next video.